I'm Officer James Holmes, Public Information Officer for the Phoenix Police Department's Public Affairs Bureau. We're coming to you today because we have a great concern about purchases that are being made on the streets as a result of items being listed for sale on the internet. An example, on August 11th of this year at around 5 p.m., one of our citizens agreed to meet with a potential buyer at a gas station in the area of 27th Avenue and Indian School. The purchase agreement was made as a result of the citizen advertising a piece of jewelry on the internet for sale. When the citizen arrived at the gas station to meet with the potential buyer, the transaction did not go well. It did not go well at all. The citizen met with the potential buyer, they had a conversation. The potential buyer went into his vehicle and invited the citizen to come in. At that point, the citizen was robbed at gunpoint, not only of the piece of jewelry he was selling, but also of his wallet, which contained personal identification and credit cards. Just 27 minutes later, a person whom we're calling an investigative lead entered a convenience market not far from where the armed robbery took place and attempted to use the victim's credit card to make a purchase. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just an example of several incidents that have been reported to the Phoenix Police Department involving these type transactions. And we want to take a little time today to give you some tips on how to do these transactions and how to do them safely. Here are some precautions to take to avoid becoming a victim of a robbery when buying or selling items from online arrangements. Perform all transactions in a public area with known video surveillance. For smaller, high-value items, perform the transaction inside a public business like a cafe. Try not to perform transactions at your residence. If the item you're selling is too big to reasonably transport to a public location, then limit the exposure of your residence. Do not accept calls from restricted or blocked numbers. Have other people with you during the transaction. Trust your instincts. If it does not feel right, end the transaction and leave. Check with your local police department to see if the item is reported stolen. Items like guns and vehicles and other items with serial numbers. Perform the transaction in front of a police station or in the immediate area. Do not perform transactions at night. Get the license plate of any vehicle driven by the buyer or seller or any other suspicious vehicles that you might see. Be extremely careful when selling high-value items. Keep your cell phone hidden but readily available, as cell phones are a common item targeted by the suspects. And tell a friend or family member where you're going if you're going to meet someone to make an internet-based transaction. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for your time, and we hope that you'll use these tips to stay safe. But before we go, we have one more suggestion. If you're going to take a photograph of the item that you have for sale and put that on the internet, we strongly suggest that you use a regular camera and not your mobile device. Keep in mind, information may be embedded into that photo from your mobile device that might reveal the location from where that photo was taken. Thank you again, and we hope that you all please stay safe.